the IO still in that carry role. They put the Void as like just a casual mid lane type of thing. They pick up that 5 last pick to pair with the IO, and then they just go all out aggro for it.
Yeah, it's possible, but it's funny that they banned Necro. By the way, I think that like I think that, yeah, I was gonna say
Shadow Shaman, unbelievable.
It's an indicator that his Tiny probably is mid, and then the Shaman will be in that.
This is like on my no-fly zone, you know. It's Shadow Shaman. I think he's one of the worst heroes in Dota right now.
What?
So this last pick now, think about it, guys. Is Secret gonna suddenly do the surprise gotcha with this IO, or are they just gonna pick up a very casual mid laner? Time will tell. We've already stated the case for the mid lane options, but again, if they do this IO carry, we might see a 5 hit. But and it's just casual Arc Warden, so nothing too crazy. Arc Warden naturally better than TB, and I think unfortunately.
Like they were gonna pick this hero that capitalized on the map movements of the Rubik Underlord, but in like an aggressive way. They've chosen to do it in a defensive way.
Yeah.
Saying like, okay, the heinous is on you guys for ending the game, because Terrible gets outscaled really hard by Arc Warden. So I thought they were gonna ramp up the pace and try to bring it down early, but now it's like, okay, Secret's all about, hey, you have to do something or we're gonna win this game.
I think I got a little bit carried away there, and I think FlyToMoon, they have the answers to deal with the greediness, right, of the Arc Warden and the Void. Naturally, these heroes need 2-3 items to come online. So when you have Shaman and then Terrorblade, it's very easy to move to Roshan, to move to a high ground. It's can the Rubik and the Underlord do enough in that defense, even the Arc Warden, to prolong the game long enough? I think they can, but there is a window in which we could see FlyToMoon dominate. Just the question is, can they dominate long enough and consistently enough to overcome Secret's eventual win?
That's enough, brother! The time has come. These teams have been gathered together, the greatest across dimensions and time. But only 2 men can cast this game correctly to bring you the action and the drama that you so desire. Pass it over to the panelists! Whoa!
Whoa, thank you very much, Stack. Yes, Secret versus FlyToMoon. This one. Listen, how you doing?
I'm doing great. After that panel, man, I'm hyped.
Yeah, absolutely. Now to certainly build that.
I prepare for battle. My sadness that you're gone.
Hi and good evening everybody. So we are back to cast Omega League Europe Immortal Division Team Secret versus FlyToMoon. This would be a best of 3. So as we see the heroes and the players, we got V-Tune on the Terrorblade, Aloha Dance on the Vengeful Spirit, Iceberg as Tiny, Roger, Shadow Shaman, Pangolier, General. And for Team Secret, we have Puppy on the IO, Yapzor on the Rubik, Nisha, Arc Warden, Zai, Underlord, and Matumba Man as the Faceless Void. So we see a bit of combos and counters from both teams. We can see clearly the Vengeful plus Terrorblade that will give the Terrorblade more range with his metamorphosis, and to counter that, Team Secret picks up the Arc Warden. So all you need to do is put yourself or your teammates inside the bubble, so they wouldn't deal that much damage, or they won't take that much damage from the Terrorblade. So it's a very easy counter and the no-brainer counter for the late game when this Terrorblade scales up later on. Also, we had a new patch that came out, 7.27D. So even there was a bit of a nerf to time lock damage. Team Secret still knows that Faceless Void is still a viable pick. And also for Rubik, there was a bit of a attack speed shrink because his early game dominance with his right clicks is very irritating for most cores. So we see a bit of action here in the top lane. So this would be Pangolier together with the Shadow Shaman against the Faceless Void and the IO. So the reason why they picked this Pangolier against this Faceless Void is because the Faceless Void's job in every team fight is very straightforward. All he needs to do is do a bunch of right clicks to kill the enemies inside his Chronosphere, and with the lucky shot that will hinder him from doing that most of the time. And also it's good against the Arc Warden as well. It's just the same idea, lucky shot procs to disarm both of those cores. But I think both of these cores, like Faceless Void and this Pangolier, will just have a free lane since they do not have any kill threats in their respective lanes, since the Pangolier has a support Shadow Shaman that can help him if the Faceless Void goes on him, and the Faceless Void has an IO that can heal him up to healthy every time that the Pangolier tries to make a move on him. So mid lane matchup, it would be Tiny versus the Arc Warden. So that wouldn't also end up in any kills in the mid lane unless we see somebody rotating like the Shadow Shaman. Since he has boots, he can easily travel the map really fast. Matumba Man here falling low. He didn't have time walk, and he was also procced by the lucky shot multiple times. That's why he wasn't able to fight back. And there you go, first blood in the middle lane. I mean, in the top lane. Another factor was because the Pangolier had an Orb of Venom. So the slows plus the CC coming from the Shadow Shaman really made a big difference in order for the Pangolier to kill off the Faceless Void. In the middle lane also, Iceberg falling a bit low from the Arc Warden, since the Arc Warden has multiple ways of dealing with Tiny since he's a ranged hero and Tiny is just a melee hero. So Tiny will just go back to base just so that he won't die to the aggression of the Arc Warden. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Metamorphosis pops. Zai falling a bit low but salves up to full. Yeah, basically the job of the Vengeful Spirit is just to give the Terrorblade his third skill aura, Vengeance aura, so that he would have more range and so that he could babysit the Terrorblade, so that he could have an easy lane. Faceless Void man fighting this Pangolier, but Roger says no, we will go for the IO instead. And the IO falls also the Shadow Shaman. So the Pangolier and this Faceless Void still manning up to one another. One more bash will do the trick, but it's not enough to kill off General. Shadow Shaman and IO will probably bring back some salves and some potions for their cores so that they could heal up to full. And at the bottom lane, Zai kills off Always Wanna Fly on the Vengeful Spirit. And V-Tune also sent his illusion to the Dyer's Triangle to deny the bounty rune over there. Shadow Shaman is smoked up trying to make a move here on Nisha, but Nisha's level 6. Avalanche toss connected. Will Nisha fall? Most probably so. A few more right clicks. Iceberg, can you do it? There you go. But in return, Roger falls as a Shadow Shaman. And the illusion of the Arc Warden expires. So it's a 1-for-1 trade, but FlyToMoon getting most out of it since they were able to kill the mid lane of Team Secret, which is the Arc Warden. Yapzor just being a pain in the ass to Iceberg, denying the invisible rune so that Iceberg couldn't heal up to full using his bottle. So no bottle refill for you for now. Meanwhile on the top lane, Matumbaman falling low to Roger. Time Walk is on cooldown, 4 more seconds, and the Ether Shock does the trick. So the Shadow Shaman already has a completed Tranquil Boots, so he could roam wherever he wants if he has Smoke of Detection. Or Smoke of Deceit rather. If he has a Smoke of Deceit. Terrorblade on his way to his Power Treads. Always wanna fly, falling low. So there you see the Pit of Malice plus Lift of the Rubik ensures an almost 3-root combo inside the Pit of Malice so that the Vengeful Spirit cannot do anything to escape and he will die in the hands of Yapzor. So it's a 6-5 score. FlyToMoon leading the scoreboard in terms of kills. Yapzor again here in the middle lane. Nisha trying to scout out the middle lane if there are anybody there. There's anybody there. But no luck in that. General TP's middle. I think a fight is going to break out. Avalanche toss, but the toss misses. He was not able to toss back the Arc Warden. So that was a bit sad. He wasted his TP for a kill that was supposed to happen, but it didn't. So better luck next time, General. But Iceberg here making a move on the top lane with the double damage. They have wards here on the jungle of Secret side. So Yapzor, I think he would be the one to get caught. Rolling Boulder committed and the IO drops instantly with using the Iceberg's combo, but Matumbaman TP's in, uses the Chronosphere. Iceberg is stuck, but he was able to be saved by Roger using the shackles. Roger trying to run away from Matumbaman. Time lock does not connect. So only Ayo was the one to fall in that fight. Zai here, trying to run away from V-Tune. But due to the Venge Aura of the Vengeful Spirit that was applied on the Terrorblade, his normal attacks was so far, his attack range was so far. And Ayo getting caught. But will he fall? Do we see another swashbuckle? He doesn't have mana. So Puppy was able to run away. So we see skirmish after skirmish in every part of the map. "10-minute bounty runes. How many will they get?
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Nisha, he's in trouble. Toss Avalanche and he will fall in the middle lane. So they're always trying to bring 2 or 3 more heroes just to kill off Nisha, because you wouldn't really want to give a good game to this Arc Warden, or unless he will just
Radiant's
snowball
bottom tower is under attack.
through the mid game with an early Midas, then a Boots of Travel, then he would be everywhere.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Toss will probably fall, no. But Nisha here trying to box out Team FlyToMoon, and we see another pause here. So Arc Warden, even though he died a couple of times here at mid, he is still able to farm up some gold, almost to his Hand of Midas, so almost 200 gold away. Once he has this, he would have 2 instances of using Hand of Midas, using his Tempest double with the original, with his original hero. And it's game time again.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And since Team Secret was able to push out the first tier bottom tower, FlyToMoon is now trying to do the same thing in their top tower safe lane.
Attack.
So FlyToMoon would now be up 1 building, since FlyToMoon also took the middle lane first tower.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
FlyToMoon is already owning the Radiant side jungle, I mean the Dire side jungle here.
Under attack.
They're trying to choke out them of their own resources. And another double damage coming out from the Tiny. Almost close to his Blink Dagger, like 800 gold away. Once he has that, they could immediately go for a smoke gank. Try to find the heroes that are farming here under Team Secret. But Roger just going for a warding mission, and he dies in the process. But Always Wanna Fly also got caught by the Arc Wardens,
Under attack.
and he ends up dying there. So 2 supports died on the side of FlyToMoon, just trying to ward Team Secret's jungle, but Team Secret is too brainy and they won't let that happen any much longer. Iceberg got a hold of the IO. He has a tether out and he will escape. Matumbaman currently has a Mask of Madness on his way to a BKB, then an
Radiant's
MKB.
middle tower is under attack.
He really needs an early BKB so that he wouldn't be controlled that much by the heroes of FlyToMoon. You have the stun from Vengeful Spirit, you have the Tiny combo, and you also have the Shadow Shaman. And let's not forget about the Rolling Thunder that could really incapacitate you in the entire fight with the right bounces. And here we go, another smoke play coming from FlyToMoon. Who will they catch? Swapped out was Nisha, and he got trapped without the help of any of his teammates. Also, Ayo here getting caught, stuck from the Rolling Thunder. A relocate out was not really necessary, but he does go back to base. But General here getting caught by Matumbaman. He used the Mask of Madness, so he couldn't really use his Chronosphere, but it's not needed. General falls. However, Matumbaman, with just one Avalanche Toss combo and a few right clicks from this Terror Blade, he was gone immediately. He died immediately there, but another follow-up here from Zai, a good TP and a Pit of Malice securing the kill on Iceberg. Zai wants to go for more, trying to aim for Always Wanna Fly. A good swap inside the Pit of Malice, and Always Wanna Fly does fly out of this team fight. Misha using his Tempest double, still trying to fight, but it's not enough to kill anybody from the side of FlyToMoon. So multiple bodies here on the floor, so it's a 2-for-2 trade for Team Secret and FlyToMoon. And it's kind of just an even trade since the Underlord was an offlane and this Io was a support. So it's just a good trade for both teams all in all. The only bad thing there is Team Secret, the Faceless Void died with just one combo from the Tiny. So he already has a Blink Dagger available, but it's now Team Secret's time to fight. They still have all their ultimates to be used. We have the Chronosphere, the Relocate, and also an available Tempest double. So they're trying to secure the bottom jungle here of FlyToMoon.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It looks like Art Warden would be rushing the Mjolnir first. I think they already saw Team Secret at the bottom lane, so quick decision from FlyToMoon. It's time to take Roshan instead, since Team Secret is too far away from us, from the Roche Pit. But Team Secret now is trying to make their way here. A TP coming from the Faceless Void. Roshan is about to fall, and it does. So Team Secret was too late for the action at the Roche Pit. So Pit of Malice onto 2 heroes. General will fall. He didn't have any time to use any of his skills to escape. Chronosphere was onto Iceberg, but the swap to save his teammate. But even if you swap him out, he will still die to the 5-man team of Team Secret. Nobody is safe if the team is around.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So they were able to get the Aegis, but 3 heroes on their side died because of that Aegis fight, because they couldn't really run away that fast, and Team Secret anticipated the moves. Always wanna fly, falling low. Misha's Tempest double trying to box out the entire team of FlyToMoon, but the Io gets caught out in the process. The Spark Wraith's dealing so much damage to the supports of FlyToMoon. It's just like 3 instances of Spark Wraith, this Vengeful Spirit, or the Shadow Shaman will die instantly. So right now, this is just kind of a 4 protect 1 strategy. Even with their builds, you can see the Pangolier building a Vladimir's offering so that the Terrorblade would have lifesteal in his bucket, and also additional damage from the Vladimir's offering, and also from the Vengeful Spirit. Right now it's already maxed out. It gives bonus primary attribute plus bonus attack range of 125.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Tiny's next item of choice would be an Echo Saber, so that his job of bursting out the enemy would be faster because of the 2 instant hits with the tree grab plus the avalanche toss combo, which can surely burst somebody down even at full health, especially the Io and the Rubik. I'm not sure when it comes to the Arc Warden, but they will be able to kill him eventually. So another smoke play here coming from FlyToMoon. So where would they go? What would they do with this smoke? V-Tune trying to wrap around tier 2, but Yapsor spots him. There on the back line. Shackles is the Faceless Void. Also used the Rolling Boulder. Chronosphere used on the Terrorblade. It was just to kill him, but he still hasn't Aegis, so he's ready for round 2. He's caught in the Pit of Malice and there is nobody to help him. There are no 4 staffs, there are no swaps because the Vengeful Spirit is dead. And Roger is trying to run for his life, but the Pit of Malice seals the deal and kills him. So that was a really messy fight for FlyToMoon. I think that was a really big mistake from the Terrorblade because he was so out of position with just one Chronosphere and one Pit of Malice. After that, Chronosphere held him in place and he was not even able to move or do anything. No Sunders, no saves, no tiny tossbacks. There was nothing his team he can do to save his life.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So I think the Echo Saber of this Tiny is already on its way, and there it is in his backpack. So this would give them a little bit more burst. Maybe they can try to force out the IO first at the start of the team fight, then go to the Faceless Void next. So a smoke plus a Dark Rift coming from Zai. So they will try to defend this bottom tower. Pangolier might get caught. Pit of Malice, then the lift. General falls that fast. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Iceberg.
Radiant's courier.
He kills Nisha. And there we already see the Avalanche Toss plus Echo Saber 2-hit combo with the tree grab. It kills the IO instantly. No Chronosphere to work with. Iceberg in a very tough position right now. And he will fall to the hands of Yapsor. V-Tune trying to escape. Manta dodging the Pit of Malice. So V-Tune has all of their ultimates ready. And also Team Secret has a Chronosphere, doesn't have a Tempest Double and doesn't have a Relocate, but they will try their best here to push out the middle tower at least. And there you go, V-Tune caught up by the Chronosphere, but a very nice swap coming from the Vengeful Spirit. He will lay his life just to save his core. And he is successful in doing so, but he will pay with his life. Rolling Thunder coming in from General. He hits 3 people, but Dark Rift is ready from this Underlord, and he will make it to safety. However, on the sidelines, Matumbaman got caught by the shackles. He used his BKB at the last second, but one more hit killed him, so it wasted his BKB and it also wasted his life. And now V-Tune and his team at his back trying to push out this second tower, and as we can see, the bubble laid out from the Arc Warden to maybe try to stop them from pushing, and also the fortification was used. So no more bubble, that means no more tower.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
So I think what Team Secret should do is, if they have a Chronosphere, just make the most out of it. Try to burst the heroes as fast as they can, or try to eliminate the Vengeful Spirit first before they do, so that there is no swap saves to interrupt the Faceless Void from just whacking the hell out of the cores of FlyToMoon. Because if you leave the Vengeful Spirit outside of the Chrono with just one skill, he could just save this Terrorblade instantly.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So Matumbaman should always keep in mind the position of this Vengeful Spirit. when he's ready to save his teammates. We also haven't seen any like toss back saves from the Tiny, so if they get caught in any situation that needs to be tossed out, so they can also do that. Tiny has currently 2,900, or let's just say 3,000 gold in the pocket, still not knowing what would be the best build for his hero. Nisha already has his Mjolnir going for a BKB.
Are scanning.
So that is a really good item for him so that he could stop being bursted by this Tiny. With just one avalanche toss combo, he dies instantly. So with a BKB, he could prevent that from happening. He can also use BKB on his Tempest double, so both of those illusions and the original hero will be spell immune. So all he needs to do is keep on hitting
Is under attack.
while the Tempest double is alive. So another smoke gank from Team Secret, identifying that all of their skills are available, especially the Chronosphere.
Tower is
They
under
just really need to keep in mind where this Vengeful Spirit is so that they would not waste a Chrono. Because with just one skill, just one swap, everything falls into pieces.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They tried to relocate to the top, trying to find somebody there, but they were not able to. So back to the bottom, Arc Warden goes, trying to push out the lane, and also to try to get some farm for himself. I think as the game progresses, the later the game goes, the more dangerous it would be for FlyToMoon, because you're not just against one core hero. You're against two of the best core heroes in the late game, which is Arc Warden and the Faceless Void. But on FlyToMoon, you're only playing with one super carry, like the Terrorblade. So if you kill the Terrorblade, you don't really have that much damage to go on in any team fight. So with just one Chronosphere, if they kill this Terrorblade, everything will fall into pieces for FlyToMoon. So they should really take good care of this Terrorblade with the swaps, with the tossbacks, and with the perfectly timed Rolling Thunder so that he would survive every team fight. All he needs to do is stay in the backline and provide as much damage he can do with his right clicks together with the aura of this Vengeful Spirit that he can work with. We're also waiting for maybe a telescope
Bottom tower.
that could drop as a neutral item for FlyToMoon to extend his range even more.
His top tower is under attack.
Terrorblade already has a Skadi, a Manta, and working his way to his MKB. He also has a Paladin Sword so that he would gain additional lifesteal from the Vladimir's offering of his Pangolier. So he also has a Grove Bow in his backpack, so he could switch it out if he feels like he's safe and doesn't really need that much lifesteal. So the farther he is, the safer he is. Rolling Thunder used to maybe try to go in the Roche Pit, but they were too late. Team Secret already took the Aegis and Cheese advantage. So let's see where the Cheese went. Who has the Cheese right now? It's the Arc Warden. So Arc Warden already has a BKB, a Boots of Travel, and a Mjolnir. He also has an Enchanted Quiver equipped. So this would add more burst damage to their lineup, since you would have two instances of Enchanted Quiver procs since you have a Tempest double. So both of those has this effect of Enchanted Quiver. So it's 300 bonus magical damage. So that's already 600 without even doing anything. Matumbaman trying to jump in, trying to catch Iceberg, but he was too late for the show. Another jump will he be using this chrono? He did use this chronosphere. BKB used from Iceberg. Will he be able to run away? He will, because the Vengeful Spirit risked his life in saving his Tiny using the swap. So he does pay with his life for it, but he does save his Tiny. We see an IO relocate here in the power rune. Roger trying to get the haste throne, but he pays with his life. So 2 supports dead from the side of FlyToMoon. They both have buyback, but it's not enough. I think Team Secret will try to push it to the limit and try to take this bottom tier 2. And another death, so the bodies just keep dropping. Tiny falls here in their jungle, so they spot him out using the wards. So it's just like Vengeful wasted his life in saving his Tiny, but he also died eventually. Team Secret already knocking on FlyToMoon's doors. The tier 3 already fall. Yeah, the tier 3 already falls down. And the racks getting destroyed here one by one. And just like that, the middle lane barracks already cleared by Team Secret. So the wave now there on the middle lane will constantly be pushed by the creeps, opening the other lanes for them to be pushed. Ayo getting caught by General here. However, Yapsor was able to steal the Rolling Thunder. Always wanna fly. The sacrificial position 5 dies, saving his Pangolier also. We can see earlier in the mid game, the score was almost tied up, but now it's just like Team Secret all the way. It's now 25-18, not that big of a lead in terms of kills, but the net worth lead is slowly getting into favor of Team Secret. They're now at an 8,000 gold league, and the lead just keeps on getting bigger and bigger as they try to destroy this bottom tier 3 tower. This is the problem with FlyToMoon's draft. They don't have any skills to defend their lanes. Their skills are purely for team fighting, not for really defending. They do not have that much wave clear. They do not have that much skills in saving their towers, not like Team Secret. FlyToMoon here is trying to fight here, trying to catch anybody, trying to back off on the side of Team Secret, but there you go. With just one Chronosphere, the Terrorblade falls. He does have a buyback, but right now he wouldn't really be using it, since he will just wait for his other teammates to respawn. And there you go, the buybacks are coming in. 3 bought back from the side of FlyToMoon, but the Dark Rift ensuring their escape from Team Secret. So they just took out the racks, then it's teleport we go. That's why a lot of players actually hate this Underlord, because you can already try to commit to a fight, try to destroy the enemy's racks, then once there's danger ahead, all you need to do is just click Dark Rift, then everybody's out. You can't even do anything to cancel the ability. And by the way, the Aegis has already expired. But I think they still have the cheese. Where is it? Yeah, it's the cheese is still with the IO. Faceless Void already has an AC
Are scanning.
completed. Also a Monkey King bar. And this Terrorblade has a Manta, an MKB, and a Crystallis. He's going for Satanic next. I think he really needs that burst of lifesteal in terms of fights. And he really needs to position himself a bit much safer because his positioning is not that great at this past few engagement because he's just one jump away from the Faceless Void ending up in a Chronosphere. Tiny being lifted by the Rubik here. And Nisha, both of the Tempest doubles just right clicks and right clicks V-Tune, trying to man up, but he doesn't really have anybody to save him. No buyback, that was a dieback, and GG was called by FlyToMoon. So it was a very convincing 1-0 for Team Secret, and they are ahead in this series. So we would be back after a few minutes for Game 2. Team Secret versus FlyToMoon.
Team Secret's turn to pick.
When's my timing? Do I end the game? I don't hit buildings. I can't really flash farm. There's just the hero doesn't specialize in anything. It's like the opposite of Doom, who's the only hero in the entire game who can just remove somebody.
10 seconds remaining.
A really interesting thing with this, before we get into the draft, in terms of just like the
5
pick and the
seconds
side,
remaining.
FlyToMoon is a team that favors playing Radiant
Radiant team
and also
best.
gravitates towards first pick. Secret, they always like second pick, and the only time they change is if they like play a longer series and they see their opponent trying to take something else and they try just to get into their heads. So in terms of comfort, both teams are currently on their pick and side preference.
Whoa, those are things people don't really
10
consider much
seconds
anymore.
remaining.
Picks and sides.
Yeah,
It's gotta be important.
It's always relevant.
it's
5
the most
seconds
important thing that
remaining.
isn't actually ever covered.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, teams will literally change what heroes they're willing to pick in a
Team
draft based on if they're
Secret's
first,
turn
second
to
pick, if they're
ban.
Radiant or Dire. Certain mechanics of each side just work better for certain heroes.
Yeah.
In an all-pick game, do you know
Radiant
what side
team
you are?
ban.
Yes.
Okay. Well, in the picking phase?
Yes. I know you haven't played a pub ranked game in like 3 years.
I
but
play a lot of unranked.
Yes.
It's all the same.
It's the same.
Imagine that, right? You like load into a game, it's like, you don't know what you're gonna
Yeah.
be. You don't even know your teammates. You just see like a Dark's, you're like, Dark's here. You pick Sven, it's like, he's on the other team.
Secret's turn to
This
ban.
mystery pick order, what's happened?
Hey, Sven, there's a hero that we've heard about, the Sven Io combo. I love Sven these days. He's like Ursa if he doesn't suck. He gets the Ags, he can actually do
Radiant
shit.
team
What are your
ban.
thoughts?
Yeah, he's one of the few viable carries that didn't get touched at all. So I think I put him and Drow at 2 of my top tier heroes right now, just because whenever you slightly nerf the top dogs, the next people in line are going to naturally take a step up. And
That's how I got
Sven,
my career.
basically.
Continue.
Secret's turn to
No,
ban.
basically just Sven doesn't love playing against Doom though, but Io alleviates a lot of that weakness. Sven's super fast, so you're gonna flash farm because not only do you have the Io buffing you up for attack speed and movement speed, but you also don't have to buy as many sustain items for yourself. You can just prioritize absolute
10
farm speed and
seconds
damage.
remaining.
I think you can see Secret wanting to pick up this IO more. You just think of the
5
classic
seconds
pairings, right?
remaining.
And if you look at the other IO carries, they're not really that hot right now. Of course, you've got Gyro, it's a bit too kind of
Secret's turn
bog
to
standard.
pick.
Sven is kind of that new age version potentially. And another thing as well, why Secret loves this second pick, we've seen it before where they go the Anti-Mage, Fury, and Ember Spirit. It's because they just cover it so nicely with their bans. TB, Batrider, Wyvern, all these heroes have quite easy ways to annoy the Sven's game. TB just plays early, Batrider and Wyvern naturally just kind of counter the hero throughout the entire game.
Dude, Batrider might be my least favorite hero of the meta right now. I'm surprised they didn't nerf him. I
10
actually love playing
seconds
Batrider,
remaining.
but there's so many heroes that I want to play in pubs that you literally just can't pick
5
Batriders in the
seconds
pool because the
remaining.
people just in the EU especially they just 8th, 10th pick
Especially with
Batrider.
General
and
on
you just lose.
FlyToMoon. It's a big favorite hero for
Yeah,
them.
I'm 100% sure Underlord is top tier if you remove Batrider from the hero pool. But like we don't see Underlord very often because of Batrider and Doom specifically. Like I'm saying last game we saw Underlord looked really powerful. I was kind of asking myself, why don't we see this hero very often? I've had decent success with it myself. It seems like it always does well in the games I watch. And I think it's purely like 1 or 2 heroes make him unplayable. And Batrider is the hero that naturally makes, if you're not good against Batrider, the matchups feel so bad.
Right. A very gotcha hero, right?
Yeah, he
Especially
is.
for like your drows and your stuff like that.
Yeah, so FlyToMoon, this Doom first pick, of course, they've shown it in mid lane before, and same again with off lane. We're going to be seeing them right now decide where it's going to be going in this pick. Because their first pick, they don't actually get ultimate last pick, so they have to
10
decide the flex
seconds
now.
remaining.
It's Team Secret, it's very kind of obvious right now. They got the 5 IO
5
carrying
seconds
Sven,
remaining.
4-position win runner.
What I like about Wind Ranger here is that usually the way Yapsor builds, at least, I know you can build utility Wind Ranger, but I've seen him go kind of similar to what I see from Crit, where they just go like second item MKB.
Oh, for sure, yes. that'll
and
be,
so you're a huge threat.
yeah.
Where Doom removes like 1 hero from the game, right?
Yeah.
And being a huge threat from a support role is making attention be drawn to you, right? In fights. So I like that a lot. And if they ignore you or like put all their attention on the Sven, you're actually just gonna wreak havoc in these fights on the Wind Ranger.
Yeah, normally the builds like you go null, like so yeah, the mana regen, the amp, you obviously like, phase boots, and then MKB. Winner as a hero as well in terms of the IO is one of those elusive heroes that you want to have pairing with the IO. He can walk up the high ground with win run. He can always go for a pick off by himself, set up that gank. It's why we see, for example, Bane, classic IO pairing as well. He's the guy that can walk up. He can nightmare one guy,
Radiant
grip another.
team pick.
It's the same concept. Team Secret, double down on the physical damage and pick up this Slardar. So now you got the Slardar Windrunner lane. It's going to be pretty obnoxious. It's going to be pretty hard to play, especially if the Windrunner picks up that early Blightstone, potentially to play into lane as well. A lot of physical damage, pretty scary.
Yeah, but a little bit all physical damage, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there are counters to such things, you know?
5
Terrorblade's
seconds remaining.
one of them, to be honest. And usually against Slardar, his worst matchups are illusion heroes, high armor illusion heroes, and Sven just like PL, Naga. You're not going to pick that into Sven.
No, exactly, yeah.
So I really like what they're going for here. And Drow, like I was gonna say, it has to be a backliner. It has to be either Arc Warden, Drow, or Medusa maybe. That was the only really 3 heroes that came to mind for me. That's like the only option at this point because there's no melee hero that's gonna be able to go in and stand toe to toe against Sven Slardar. Like it's just not happening.
It doesn't work.
The Drow makes a lot of sense
remaining.
from FlyToMoon. I actually like the pick a lot. The Bane kind of set that up.
Yep.
I was wondering why they went for
5
Bane
seconds
as opposed to
remaining.
something like an Oracle because Oracle's more of a one-to-one counter for Wind Ranger, especially in lane. You purge off the Wind Run, but I think they were realizing they wanted a ranged core, and if you pick like a squishy ranged support, that doesn't work very well in the laning stage. So even though Bane is a ranged support, he's much more of the, front lining, soak up a lot of the damage in the laning stage type of support.
It's also the fact that the
10
Bane has
seconds remaining.
lower cooldown saves to take these earlier fights. When you think about Nightmare,
5
obviously it's just
seconds remaining.
very value. That you look at this lineup, you got Shackle, Slardar Stun, Sven Stun, 1 Nightmare dodge, and suddenly now they're missing like a third of their CC. So
Yeah,
I
that
think-
1 second interruption can be pretty impactful in this game
sure.
specifically.
That's assuming that they get it off. I mean, this is a very aggressive team, you know? You got a IO Sven TPing on top of you as a Drow. I mean, you don't really have a lot of time to react to this kind of stuff. Slardar 2-shotting the Bane. I mean, if they catch you, you're in some serious trouble, right?
yeah, and I think the counter argument though is if FlyToMoon catch the other side, then who's canceling grip, for example? I've mentioned like 3 stuns that are available. If Bane Nightmare's one of them, grip's the other,
Radiant
and now suddenly
team
you've doomed
back.
enough. Like there's no stuns now. Bane's gonna get these perfect grips off. It's can they play well
secrets
enough
turn
around this
to
Drow
ban.
and tank the early aggression to enable this Drow to get damage off? Because it could also see the other way around. Seeker could just flood the map, abuse relocate, and Drow's got no game.
So like for me in this game, I love watching because Slardar is one of my favorite offlaners now. He was already rising up in the ranks, and now that, like I
10
said, the top
seconds
dog's in the carry
remaining.
role, same thing for offlaners. He didn't get touched. A lot of planers
5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
laning stage.
Yeah.
Exactly what you do in the first wave or two can decide whether or not the hero's completely useless for the rest of the game, or they have a pretty solid laning stage and come online at the right times and everything. So
Especially because Team Secret, they don't really have any tower defense right now. They
Yeah.
pretty much got power shot alone, and then other than that, if
Great.
FlyToMoon just parks them and grew splendid.
like
If
they can't afford this Slardar to have a shit game.
No,
and,
no, exactly.
and they're gearing up on the side of FlyToMoon to give him a shit game. So that's why when I see that in the draft,
Yeah.
I know Team Secret has to adjust somehow. I'm just looking forward to finding out. This is how I learn when I watch games. What are they going to do?
Yeah. Doom mid or Doom offlane? What do you think would
I
prefer?
think the nerf to Devour makes him more and more likely to be a mid laner.
Yep,
Just
okay.
because in the mid lane, one hero hitting you is usually not going to be enough to out DPS your sustain, but in the off lane, he does
Okay,
potentially
Doom
struggle.
mid.
So it looks like it is a Doom mid. I always thought that was his best role, like about the last month or
Yeah,
so.
it's
I
very
played it a
solid.
few times mid. I can't play mid for shit, and I win like 6-0, like meaning 6 games in a row I won, and I'm like, okay,
Ooh,
if I
nice.
could win games from the mid
Jesus.
lane, this
Alright,
hero's
alright.
probably pretty good.
You got some
Very good.
MMO.
I'm saying mid lane's my worst role.
No, gee,
BSA,
alright,
very impressive.
Very
Five
impressive.
seconds remaining.
But it
Very impressive.
doesn't correlate relate to this at all, right?
No.
No, not at all.
Very impressed by you, Brian. Anyway, last pick
I was
coming
literally
up.
like flaming myself, and you're like acting like I'm patting my own ego.
No, not you.
Fury.
Not
you,
Banana
Slack,
Slam
but I still love you at the same
Oh my
time.
God, is that Nature's Prophet?
That is, yeah, Furion.
Hey, look, the odds got turned down a little bit. Not 6-1 no more, I'm afraid.
They had no real early game pressure on the side of Team Secret. Yes, Slardar is like representing a threat, but Sven's going to be farming. And Slardar Windranger offer literally no tower push. Like they're just going to kick the tower and it's going to die over the course of a minute and a half. So this Nature's Prophet makes the rest of their game plan very easy. I love the way they've shored up their draft. It's not ideal against the heroes in the opponent team, I think. Like Clockwork can be annoying, Drow sometimes can be annoying as well, Tomb can be annoying, but it's really good for their game plan, and I just think Team Secret's too good. I do like FlyToMoon's draft this game way better than I like the other one, but if at any point the Drow just gets axed done by Sven, he's just going to die. So that's my concern. I like how Team Secret gave themselves basically 4 threats. All Nature's Prophet, Slardar, Windranger, and Sven are going to be viable threats past like the 15 to 20 minute mark, and I think that's the best way to deal with Doom.
Yeah. I think for FlyToMoon, it's pivotal on Clock and Doom having good lanes and them setting the tempo, because if Secret are the ones to make the first move with that Fury and TP into a side lane, take that tower, take over the Drow's jungle, then I can see the game being pretty hard. But if you see a good game from Clock and Doom and they start making moves into Secret's jungle, then it's a whole different story, because again, how does Secret really pressure a tower outside Fury? How do they defend towers? Like, there's not really a lot for them to do, so they're basically playing like they did in game 1, wait for the mistakes and then just own the game. Whilst FlyToMoon, they have the answers, just can they execute? They made fundamental mistakes around minute 22 last game. If they do it again, we'll probably see Secret win. I hope to see FlyToMoon.
That's the nature of playing against Secret,
No,
though,
exactly.
right?
You have to.
So hard.
It's that pressure and that need to try and make too many moves.
Yep.
And if FlyToMoon can just, step it back one step, I think their draft allows them to take this type of game.
I agree.
It should be pretty exciting to see if Fly to the Moon can actually fly to the moon or fly to moon. Can't say that. It'll be exciting to see them take that game off of Secret, and if they're ever going to have a chance to do it,
I admit nothing but myself.
And we are back for game 2, FlyToMoon versus Team Secret. Team Secret won game 1, so it's 1-0 in favor of Team Secret. This would be Omega League, Immortal, Division, Europe. So we would have players and the picks. So VTune, Draw Ranger, Always Wanna Fly, Bane, Iceberg, Doom, Roger, Rubik, General Clockwork, and for the side of Team Secret, Puppy Ayo, Yapsor, Windranger, Nisha, Slardar, Zai, Nature's Prophet, and Matumba Man on the Sven. So again, like last game, this would probably be a 4 protect 1 lineup for FlyToMoon. So if this Draw Ranger dies, it's game over for them in every team fight, because if you take a look at Team Secret's draft, it's really very hard to punish these heroes because you have a Windranger that has Wind Run. You wouldn't really it really wouldn't be that much painful to have you in front, because all you need to do is Wind Run, then focus fire a target, then they would be dead eventually. You have Slardar, one of the beefy offlane heroes, and also hard to kill because he has sprint, and it will also buff up the physical damage of all these cores and all these heroes from Team Secrets, because they are heroes that loves to right click with the corrosive haze, and it also has a bash so that they can hold people in place. Also, the Nature's Prophet, you would have a lot of right click, you would have global presence, you could back your team up if they get into any sticky situation. You could save them, you could help them out in tower pushing, and finally you have the Sven. All you need to do is have 2 items or even 3, like the BKB, the Echo Saber, and the Aghanim Scepter. Then you can dive the backline, skill the supports. Their draft is very straightforward. We are even seeing a middle lane Slardar that you can fight against the Doombringer, so the Doom doesn't really do that much against the Slardar, since the Doom only has Scorched Earth and the Devour to play with in the early game. Not till he gets level 6 though, so it would be a very easy lane for Nisha, since he will just right click the living hell out of this Doombringer in the mid lane. And for the top lane, we would see Puppy on the IO plus the Sven on Matumbaman. So this will just be a very easy lane for him. But Puppy should really be careful in his positioning, because with just one lift and one cogs or one battery assault, he is very susceptible to dying here against General and Roger here at the top lane. But Matumbaman, it would be very clear that his lane will be one. He cannot be killed by these two heroes because he has Puppy saving his life, healing him, and providing regeneration throughout the laning stage. So he just needs to hit creeps. That's basically just it.
Radiant's
So 2 minutes in the game, as we all said earlier, this would be a very easy lane for the Slardar. He could really man up to the Doombringer, and he could box out the Doom so that he wouldn't get any last hits or any XP from the creeps at full potential. Even Puppy, abusing the overcharge, keeps on right-clicking the Rubik so that he could box him out of the lane. Yabzor plus Zai, they have the Blightstone, then right-click combo, so their laning dominance would really be present here because they also shoot from a very far range. They also have the Trance from the Nature's Prophet to remove any nightmares from this Bane. So would we see here a death from the mid lane? No, they will just run from each other as the Scorched Earth expires. So, not surprisingly, the Sven leading the net worth and denies charts. Always wanna fly here is trying to fight this Nature's Prophet one-on-one, since he has Brain Sap, so he could heal himself up while trading right clicks. But on the side, Always Wanna Fly gets rooted up by the shackle from the Wind Ranger and he falls. So the Drow Ranger is now left alone against the Nature's Prophet and the Wind Ranger, so he should back up immediately, unless he will also suffer the same fate as his support. But on the mid lane, Nisha and Iceberg going toe-to-toe, and Nisha with the bash of the deep secures the kill on the Doombringer. So it's very one-sided early. It's a very one-sided early game right now. 4-0. Very convincing laning stage for Team Secret. They're playing their draft to their best of their abilities right now, just abusing the fact that they can that their physical damage is cut among the rest against the enemies, their enemy heroes in the laning stage. Matumbaman was lifted by the Rubik and is now cliffed. Puppy has a tether. Will he survive the last right click of the Rubik? Yes, he will. But Roger here, still sticking around, has a Fade Bolt, and he will kill off Puppy with just one Fade Bolt and one right click. But this Sven being chased by Roger and General, the body blocks coming out, but it was not enough, since this Sven also has a very great movement speed, also amplified by the Warcry, enables his escape.
That should help.
Always Wanna Fly being body blocked by the creeps or the Nature's Attendants by Zai, and he falls yet again. Even Nisha trying to respond here in the bottom lane, but he doesn't get anything out of it.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Team TPs, the Doom TPs to the bottom is already level 6. Dooms up the Slardar. V-Tune going on the right clicks, trying to do the frost arrows to slow him down, and Zai almost denied Nisha, but it wasn't enough. He was nightmared by the Bane so that he couldn't do anything to deny his mid laner Slardar. So things are going the way of FlyToMoon for a bit. Already 2 kills on the board, 2 consecutive kills, just like that. So they are still in this game. Since it's just the early game, it doesn't really matter that much. So 7 minutes on the clock. The first set of neutral items will already be available in the jungle. So Nisha still sticking around at the bottom lane, identifying that the siege wave is coming to a close. They're trying to get the bottom tower as quickly as possible, since they have a Nature's Prophet and a Wind Ranger that has a Blightstone. So this tower will be going down soon enough. Since FlyToMoon's draft isn't really that much early game heavy, they do not have any tools to help this tower or to stop this tower from being destroyed at the bottom lane. So just sticking around in their respective lanes, trying to get as much farm as they can. V-Tune here, but Yapzor Shackle didn't connect. Unfortunately he hit it on the creeps, but not necessarily on V-Tune, so he was able to escape. So probably that was a misclick by Yapzor, but if that Shackle connected, V-Tune is sure to die. But Zai here on the backside, TPing in as a Nature's Prophet, secured the kill on V-Tune. They also used the Focus Fire on the Drow Ranger to make their lives easier, and killing another good Shackle shot onto 2 heroes, onto the Doom and onto the Bane. Also relocated is the Sven by the IO, so it's like 5 heroes from Team Secret collapsing on FlyToMoon here on the bottom lane in just 8 minutes. So kill after kill they go. The score is 8-2 with a 4,000 gold lead by Team Secret. Slardar's first item queued up would be the Aghanim Scepter, so he would be creating like a puddle of himself so that he would get innate regen plus the movement speed, because he has like a passive ability that if he is on water, like in the river, he would have additional movement speed also. And now Zai and Nisha connecting objective after objective. They are now here in the middle lane since they already destroyed the bottom lane. Going for another tower, racking up gold and space for their entire team while this Sven and IO farms up. 10-minute bounty runes. General will claim one and also always wanna fly, but it seems that Team Secret's other half of the map is untouched. That means that they are also taking both of those bounty runes for themselves. General with a haste rune trying to go up. The secret of Team Secret, just to get information on the whereabouts of their opponents. So 4,000 gold lead from Team Secret. The only problem that they face here on FlyToMoon is they do not really have a hero that can flash farm. Unlike Team Secret, they have Sven with the wave clearing ability. He has Cleave, natural battle fury, if you might say. He could really easy farm really fast. just staying in the jungle and staying in the lane. So it's not really surprising why they are ahead 5,000 right now. And in the net worth charts, Sven is on the top of the board at 6,700, followed by the Doom. Always wanna fly. Fiend's Grip on the Sven in general, trying to battery assault him to death, but the IO saves him in the nick of time, relocating him back to base so that he would survive. Yapzor trying to chase down Always Wanna Fly. Shackles didn't connect, but Nisha capitalizes with a few right clicks on the Corrosive Haze. Kills the Bane. It was just like three or four right clicks from Nisha and Bane died at 100% HP. We're already trying to see what Secret's game plan is, just trying to apply as much minus armor on the enemy team so that their all right click core lineup will clean up the job for them. Sven will go for the SNY route. It's best for the status resistance so that the Fiend's Grip of the Bane, the Doom, and also the Silence, the duration of those skills will just be merely as quick as they are due to the status resistance. And the good thing about status resistance is it stacks up. You can also get a Satanic, and if you're lucky, you can also get a Titan Sliver. So you can get most out of your status resistance as possible. Because if you are at like 50% status resistant, for example, a 6-second Doom would just be 3 seconds. To set an example of how important and how effective status resistance is in this kind of a game. Team Secret already smoked up. They already destroyed the middle tower of FlyToMoon in the middle lane. So they are now trying to connect the dots again. Trying to force the top lane here, the first tower. And VTune in a very sticky situation with just one relocate, one shackle shot, and one by one they fall. 3 heroes dead on the side of FlyToMoon. It seems that they just killed those heroes effortlessly since they are just two squishy heroes for the side of Team Secret. Very easy to punish. Just a few right clicks and they're dead.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
So all tier 1 towers of FlyToMoon already destroyed. This opens up the jungle of FlyToMoon, so Team Secret can invade their jungle easier. They would have more openings to enter the jungle to catch the enemies off guard. They could go through the river, through the main lanes, also through the high grounds. And knowing that this is a draw ranger, he cannot really show up to the lanes because if he does, with just one relocate and one blink from the Slardar later on, or one teleportation from the Nature's Prophet, he's already as good as dead. So the best way or the best place for him to farm would always be the neutral camps in the jungle. That's why it was a really great decision for Team Secret to open up the map by destroying the tier 1s so that if they see the Drow Ranger farming the jungle, it will just be a very easy pickup for them. And Matumba Man here on the bottom lane being together with the IO, with the overcharge, pops the God Strength so that they can destroy another building. So in just 15 minutes, they would have already destroyed 4 towers, and one being a tier 2 tower here at the bottom lane. That will make room for them to take the outpost at the bottom, so they would hinder FlyToMoon from getting the bonus experience controlled from the outpost at the bottom lane. So that will even extend their lead even further, now at 8,000, 13 kills on the board. The score is 13-2. I think the last time that FlyToMoon got a kill was already from the bottom lane. What that was Slardar. I think it was around 6 or 7 minutes. So it's been 10 minutes and no deaths coming from Team Secret. This is really a draft that is really hard to punish, since most of Team Secret's heroes are very hard to kill. One of each has an escape mechanism of its own, and they even have the IO, so they wouldn't really need have the need of using it anymore. So Slardar already has a point booster. I think the item on the courier would be the completed Aghanim Scepter. That's why they are already making their way into the Rosh Pit together with the Corrosive Haze. They could even use the God Strength, which they already did. Yapzor even has a Blight Stone to make their lives easier, provide more minus armor to this Roshan, and they would secure this Aegis. So at 17 minutes, Always Wanna Fly is sure to die again. So a fight here in the triangle collapsing. V-Tune is really lucky and his position is really good. He was able to bring the heroes of Team Secret low. Puppy does not have a relocate. Matumbaman's trying to man up. A really good shackle shot onto 2. V-Tune falling low, but he will just try to deal as much damage as he can, but they cannot really go through the Aegis one more time. So the Aegis has already been spent, but they cannot really kill the Sven the second time around. The multi-shot of the Drow Ranger really provided dividends. It killed 2 heroes from Team Secret, but it wasn't really enough to kill the entire team of Team Secret. So here we go again. Team Secret taking another objective. So the tier 2 in the middle already destroyed 5 towers in 18 minutes. What a very awesome feat for Team Secret. The net worth lead is just piling up as the minute goes by. Already at 10,000. 17-4 is the score. And the Sven has a Sanguine Yasha, also has a Reaver up. He already might have his Satanic up and ready. We see couriers flying in, items being completed one after another by Team Secret. And there you go, the status resistance of this Sven is already through the roof. Sanguine Yasha plus the Satanic. So how would you fight against a Sven that is this fat? It's just 19 minutes, but he already has 2 items worth more than 4,000 gold. So even if you doom him, even if you use Fiend's Grip on him, it will just wear off quickly because of this status resistance. Fiend's Grip used on the Absorb, but for what? The Sven just cleaned up 3 of those heroes with just almost 4 clicks. And after another minute, another tier 2 has been destroyed, and in just 19 minutes, GG was called by FlyToMoon. They want to get out of this game and this series as fast as they can. I think they were traumatized by this draft of Team Secret, and in just 19 minutes, 20-4 is the score, and the 12k gold lead seals the deal, and it's a 2-0 very clean victory by Team Secret. And that wraps up our series for this game. Team Secret 2-0 FlyToMoon without even giving the chance of even coming back to the game.